Imagine for a moment that you're someone brilliant, that you've read every book in the library, memorized every fact, and can reason through problems with dazzling speed. But you're locked in that library. You can't step outside. You can't pick up the phone, and you can't Google what's happening now. You're brilliant, but you're cut off. That's been the reality of AI with large language models like ChatGPT or Claude. They're incredibly smart, but for a long time, they've been stuck in their own heads, unless a developer builds a custom bridge for every single tool, and that problem doesn't scale. Today, I want to tell you about MCP, the Model Context Protocol, and why it's quickly becoming the hidden plumbing of the AI world. The thing that takes AI out of the library, opens the doors, and let it step into the real world. MCP sounds technical, and it is. But the concept is straightforward. It's a protocol, a set of rules that systems follow so they can talk to each other. Think about USB-C. For years, our phones had different chargers. You'd be at a friend's house and they say, "Hey, can I borrow a charger?" And they'd hand you one that didn't fit. Then came USB-C. One plug, one standard. It doesn't matter who made your charger or your laptop. They both speak the same protocol and they work together. MCP does the same, but instead of electricity, it's about information and actions. The model in Model Context Protocol is the AI itself, the large language model. The context refers to the additional information or tools you provide to the AI, and the protocol is the handshake, the common language, that allows the AI to use those tools. So when we say tools, what do we mean? We mean actions, the ability to search the web, to pull a customer record, to run a calculation, to send a message. MCP is what enables an AI to identify available tools, select the right one, and utilize it in a safe and structured manner. Here's how it plays out. You've got an AI agent, say a chatbot. You connect it to an MCP server. That server is like a waiter handing over a menu. Here's what I can do for you. I can fetch documents, I can query your database, I can post on Slack, I can run analytics. The AI looks at that menu, chooses what it needs, and then makes a request. The server then goes off, does the work, and returns with the result in a predictable format. It's a client-server conversation. Why is this important? Before MCP, every time you wanted an AI to connect to a new system, you had to build that custom bridge. Want AI to talk to Salesforce? Write custom code. Want to give it access to G Drive? Google Drive? Write more. Every model, every system has one-off integrations everywhere. That doesn't scale. It's what engineers call the N by M problem. Too many models, too many systems, and if you've got 100 models and 200 APIs, you don't want to have 20,000 custom connectors. It is a nightmare. MCP solves that. You can build the connector once, and any AI that speaks to MCP can use it. It becomes a reusable library of thought patterns as much as a library of tools. So, is this a reality or is it still a dream? It's very real, and it's happening fast. OpenAI announced that they're adopting MCP. Their Agent SDK already supports it. Their APIs are rolling it in. Microsoft is going even bigger. They're working with Anthropic on embedding MCP into Windows itself. That means in the future, when you ask an AI on your desktop to summarize this PDF or pull up my meeting notes, it won't need a hack or a plugin. The operating system will support it directly. Cloudflare hosted the whole MCP demo day, showing off integrations from Stripe, Asana, Atlassian, Block, Intercom, and more. Confluent has built servers that let AI agents query live data streams, not just static files. Zapier has added MCP access to its 8,000 apps, effectively turning AI into a universal integration layer. And the developer world is jumping into tools like Replit, Sourcegraph, and Zed are baking it in so that your AI coding assistant can see your whole codebase, run tests, and fetch logs. But like with all pioneering technology, it's not all smooth. So what is working? Interoperability. Once you've got MCP in place, it really does make it easier to connect AI to different systems. The ecosystem is growing. Researchers are even automating MCP server creation, taking existing APIs and turning them into MCP connectors automatically. What's not working? Security. Researchers have already found vulnerabilities unique to MCP. Things like tool poisoning, where a malicious server could trick an AI into running dangerous actions. Many open source servers are full of fragile code and bugs. These are early days, and the guardrails aren't all there yet. There's also the problem of complexity. MCP reduces the number of bridges you have to build, but writing a good server is still a lot of work. And there's the problem of overload. Give the AI too many tools and it wastes resources just trying to figure out what's on the menu. We've all spent 30 minutes on Netflix just deciding what to watch, only to realize we're not interested in watching anything. So, we're at the messy middle stage. Exciting momentum, but real risks. Where does this go? We'll see better security practices, auditing tools are already being built to scan MCP service vulnerabilities, and we'll see more automation. You'll be able to spin up a server with your existing system with almost no code. We'll see operating systems and cloud providers bake it in, making it invisible infrastructure. And eventually we'll see a marketplace of MCP servers, a library of connectors that any AI can plug into. And that's when things get really interesting, because at that point, AI agents start to connect the dots across systems we humans spend hours trying to juggle. So let me bring it back to the image I started with. The AI we've built so far has been brilliant, but locked away. MCP is the key that opens the door. It doesn't make them smarter, but it makes them connected. It gives them access to the world outside their own heads. It is early, it is messy, and it is not perfect. But if it holds, MCP might become the most important standard you've never heard of. And in a few years, when your AI assistant pulls data from 3 systems, runs the numbers, and sends the report while you sip your coffee, you'll know it was possible because of this invisible protocol, humming in the background, opening the door that was locked for so long.